Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. I'm Nurul Ashikin binti Muhammad Asri, and today I will be talking about the Palestinian conflict from my case study 5. Okay, first of all, as we know that Palestinian conflict is one of the world's longest running and most controversial conflicts. Okay, it is a conflict between two self-determination movements where the Jewish Zionist project and the Palestinian Nationalist project, and they claim to the same territory. It all started when the war in 1967. It is a war particularly important for today's conflict, as it left Israel in control of the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, which is two territories home to large Palestinian populations. Today, the West Bank is nominally controlled by the Palestinian Authority and is under Israeli occupation. In this modern world, people from all around the world knew that the Palestinian conflict is still running. Either it's through the internet, television, radio, and other social media such as Twitter, Instagram, and the online newspapers. Okay, so however, each side has a very different narrative for the conflicts. What is happening, what matters, and who bears the responsibilities. So a lot of contradictory information which can be confusing and exhausting. Sometimes we can trust the media and sometimes we cannot. Why? It's because bias still exists. Bias exists in media, but to what degree that apply to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and how that bias is generated. Besides mainstream media reporting to accustom itself to the media blackout and incorporate social media as a primary source for covering the war. This included the footage from the IDF channel, live video feed stream from the Gaza news agencies, and the Google Maps to display the place of Israel's airstrikes. As the media revolutions have changed the world, with the event Palestinian and Israel conflict and other war offering example how social media and networks were influencing the societies. Not only the netizen of the Israel and Palestine, but it influenced all people around the world. For example, this journalist on the ground, CNN reporter Diana McNay, said that she was threatened by a group of Israelis cheering on the bombing of Gaza, and later on she tweeted about it, calling them scum. Besides, another event when the MSNBC contributor Rilla really got a lot of attention when Rilla Jibril protested when she called the media is pro-Israel bias. After the comment, she tweeted that she may have lost her job. Next, this will be the incident of a reporter from ABC, Diane Sawyer, introducing a segment about the conflict. Sawyer had misidentified the people in two photos, saying that they were Israelis dealing with the aftermath of a Hamas strike, but in fact, there were Palestinians reeling from the aftermath of Israeli strike. After that misinterpretation, Sawyer told the viewers that she had misidentified of the powerful images, and she apologized to her viewers for an error that she made about the current violence in Palestine and Israel. Other than that, the most well-known is the Israeli Netflix series Fauda, which has been a global hit. The series follows an undercover Israeli special forces unit known as Mustaribim, who disguise themselves as Palestine to infiltrate Palestine towns and villages. Fauda has been heavily criticized for dehumanizing Palestinians and completely erasing the military occupation by failing to show any of the massive and invisible infrastructure built across the West Bank and Gaza to keep Palestinians contained. For me, I think it's not appropriate when one country is suffering from the war and the other countries make film about it. We can see that all of this incident highlights of how social media is playing a major role, not just showing that what's happening on the ground, but also holding the mainstream media accountable.